Hey guys, it's Danny. So with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to share a little bit about my story, and hopefully it'll help you clarify your story a little bit as well. May is drawing to a close, and so here it goes. It's been 5 years since I attempted to commit suicide for probably the sixth and final time. And the reason why I chose not to go through with it was because I looked at my life at that point and I realized that there is so much more to life. I had obviously was at a point in my life where I've struggled with depression and anxiety throughout my life. I was bullied and teased in school and dealing with epilepsy and cerebral palsy and even hydrocephalus. I don't talk about my other neurological disorder that often, but I do have a third neurological disorder called hydrocephalus, which is just classically termed water on the brain. But dealing with all of these different issues, I've always dealt with anxiety and depression throughout my life, and all of these things have compounded throughout the years. And so this one time, this one final time in 2012, I can clearly remember that, where I was standing on the platform of the R train in Manhattan, and I almost threw myself in front of that train. I just wanted to end my life. But I started to think about certain things and certain people in my life at that point. And I obviously didn't, and I'm grateful for that, for the fact that I didn't. And during that course of that year, things happened. I had a series of seizures that prompted my hospital stay and then my seizure surgery. That was obviously unsuccessful, but then it led on to much greater things as to where I am now. And I'm 100% grateful for everything in my life right now. But life is all about putting everything into perspective. It's how you look at your life. It's not about seeing how life should be. You look at all the external things in life and you see that other family with their kids and all their smiles on their face, and they have all that money, and they're going on trips and their vacations and this, that, and the other thing. And then there's you, who can't afford to go on that vacation yet. And you do have your children, but you should be grateful that you have your children. And maybe someday you'll be able to take them on that trip. And if you're a single person, be grateful for the fact that you're alive and you're well and that you want to be in a relationship, and that relationship will come. And maybe someday you'll have kids. So it's all about putting your life into perspective. So don't compare yourself to the external circumstances in your life. That's what I mean by what I just said. Don't compare your life to all the external shit that's going on outside of you. And that's what I constantly did. I always compared myself to my brothers, as a matter of fact. I compared myself to my brother throughout my entire life. And it actually did me a lot worse than good. So when you start comparing yourself to your siblings, to your spouse, to all the external circumstances that are out of your control, that starts to eat away at you, and it makes you feel less worthy. But your self-worth has to be found inside. Know that you're good enough. Know that you can do anything that you want without all the external stuff being that constant reminder. You be the reminder that you're strong enough. Don't let the other things control you. Because that's what I always did. I always let other people's constant goods for themselves control me, and I compared myself to other people's wealth, other people's relationships, and I said that I want that, and I do, but I allowed it to make me sick, and I eventually allowed it to lead me to the area of wanting to commit suicide. And that's obviously not good. That's something that we all want to stay away from, because there's no turning back from that. Life is more beautiful than death, and we all have to remember that. And the reason why, aside from this being Mental Health Month, this issue has come up to me in this past month more times than not. And I've had to explain it to these people where they have to realize that if you love yourself first, and if you can just realize how much you're worthy of everything that you have and everything that you are, all the external circumstances don't matter. Continue to do your best. Love yourself from within, and move forward with that. And I do my best each day. You know, I constantly wake up each morning and people look at me, you know, they give me stares with my left arm, and I don't even notice it anymore. You know, I have learned to completely accept the fact that I have a bum arm and a bum leg, and it's not going to change. I used to always get myself down about that. So, it is what it is. And it's not going to change. So, I have to accept it. And if people don't accept me, then that's them. And if they can run 10 miles and I can't, so what? And if you can't run 10 miles, but you can run 5, or maybe even 2, then accept that for now, but continue to better yourself. Accept where you are now, but keep pushing forward. But if you can't move yourself forward for whatever reason, accept where you are and love yourself in that situation. That's where I'm getting at. It's all about the self-love aspect. It's putting your life into perspective. And that's what I had slowly learned to do, especially after my surgeries. It was very difficult prior to my surgeries, because after I had those surgeries done and I realized that my brain surgeries weren't going to work the way they did for my seizures. And I realized that I had to look at my life at a completely different perspective. But prior to that, and it was after my first attempt, which was many, many years ago, of just anger and frustration when I was a kid, and wanting to just end it all, up until when I was 32, wanting to throw myself in front of that R train. It all added up to, this is my life. So now you have to say that this is your life. How do you want to live your life? Do you want to be happy for the rest of your life with what you have? Or do you want to be sad? Choose happiness. Love yourself. Be weird. Be unique. Just embrace all the beautiful aspects of yourself. And embrace this crazy, beautiful world that we're in. Don't compare yourself to other people. And just be grateful for everything. That's really what it's about. Be grateful for the good, the bad, the ugly, and just do your thing. That's the bottom line, everybody. Do you. Love you. Know that I love you all. And have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening. I appreciate every single one of you. Keep on keeping on. And have a great Friday. Bye-bye.